How's it going, everyone? I'm Landon with LMR.com. In this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at our SVE fuel system designed for Coyote swaps 1999 to 2004 Mustangs. Let's get right into it. If you're in the market for a really good fuel system and you don't want to go through the headache of individually sourcing fuel system components and building AN hose, then I would definitely consider this SVE fuel system kit for your Coyote swap New Edge Mustang. It's very simple. It eliminates all of the guesswork for a fuel system in a 1999 to 2004 New Edge Mustang with either a Gen 1 or Gen 2 Coyote engine. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the components. Supplying the fuel will be a 255 liter per hour fuel pump assembly. This assembly is a drop-in unit and only requires a simple modification to the fuel tank pressure sensor connector for 2001 to 2004 Mustangs. We'll cover that in just a moment. The fuel filter in this kit features a built-in regulator that properly regulates the fuel pressure to 58 psi. This also easily converts the system to a return style setup without having to remove the factory hardline or install dedicated supply and return lines. The diameter of the fittings on the filter is also appropriate for the application and installed directly onto the factory hardline with the provided quick connect adapter. Both the supply and return lines from the fuel pump to the filter are -6 AN braided stainless hose that is lined with PTFE to prevent vapor wall. The engine bay hose is also a -6 AN braided stainless hose with PTFE lining and connects to the factory hardline and factory Coyote fuel rail with the provided AN adapters. These adapters install onto the factory hardline near the opening behind the passenger side strut tower and onto factory Gen 1 and Gen 2 Coyote fuel rails. In order to connect the hoses to their corresponding locations, we provide the correct quick connect adapters and swivel fittings to ensure the hoses are routed cleanly. This kit is designed to work with 1999 to 2004 Mustangs with either a Gen 1 or Gen 2 Coyote engine running factory fuel rails and regular unleaded gasoline. While pretty much all these components are compatible with E85 fuel, we recommend that you only use regular unleaded gasoline with this kit. Since the pump assembly will work with 1999 to 2004 Mustang fuel tanks, you can either reuse your existing fuel tank and the associated components if they're still in good condition and the tank is free of rust and debris, or you can use this opportunity to replace whatever it is that you may need. Now, as far as wiring is concerned, this pump is a direct plug and play for 1999 and 2000 Mustangs. 2001 to 2004 cars had a different connector for the fuel tank pressure sensor, so you'll need to remove the pre-installed connector and either cut the connector from the factory fuel pump assembly harness or purchase a new pigtail. So the last thing we're going to talk about is how to use the factory fuel pump wiring for your swap. The first connector that you need to locate is connector 210 or 210. This is located behind the passenger side kick panel on a metal bracket and is the third connector from the front. The wire color you'll want to look for is dark green with a yellow stripe. This leads to the fuel pump inertia switch. The inertia switch is important to retain because if you're in a crash, the plunger in the switch will release, which kills power to the fuel pump. You'll cut the dark green wire with yellow stripe on the male side of the connector and then connect this wire to the designated fuel pump wire on the control pack harness. The other electrical modification involves the fuel pump driver module located on the driver's side of the trunk. You'll leave this disconnected from the module and jump the wires from pins 9 and 10 together and pins 2 and 3 together. Pins 9 and 10 are for power and pins 2 and 3 are for ground. In simple terms, all we're doing is completing the circuit for the fuel pump since we're omitting the fuel pump driver module. When you do this, you can use dedicated terminal jumpers or short sections of wire. Pick whichever method satisfies your expectations. When you do this, make sure you use the same gauge wire as the factory wire. In typical LMR fashion, we have set aside a few dedicated videos. Those include a fuel tank and pump removal video and an installation video covering this fuel system. The links to both videos are in the description below. As always, if you have any questions, drop us a comment or please reference the product page for the most up-to-date information on the kit. That's all we have for you today. So until we catch you in the next one, y'all know what to do. For all things New Edge Mustang, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.